GangRadio.com. Take over. Last mission. Final boss mode.
Y'all trying to finish. You know what? Fuck that. Now that we on the topic of that, like, we did the Conor shit. Before we get into the Crawford shit, we can even make this part of it. That Blueface fight, yo.
Yo, I didn't even watch that shit. Like,
that fake mouse in the palace shit had to be fake. That had to be set up.
Yeah,
like how do you get in there? How do you get on willy nilly? The nerdy.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as I know, I just saw the end parts of it. You know, Duke got announced as the winner, and Duke was all smiles and shit. And then all of a sudden, you know, he's throwing shots at some cat. Why he looked like he was like smiling or some shit like that. I was just like,
but he was throwing like hard punches, and he was throwing them with off the gloves, like his hands were wrapped. So you know, that shit got hurt.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was all because it was bare knuckles. So yeah, his hands were just wrapped. There was no gloves.
No, they fought. It was a boxing match. Oh. They had the boxing gloves.
They fought with gloves. Was he wearing blue gloves too?
Yeah, they fought with. I saw the whole fight. Like they fought with gloves, but when Blueface fought the dude at the end, he had the gloves off. So it was bare knuckle was the fight at the end.
And I saw him slump, dude. Did Blueface look competent? Because he's a former high school quarterback that could play college ball. So I mean, he was athletic. So how did
this is the thing? He was. You know what? People shitting on him, but I'll be honest. And shout out to Rome, Big Rome, Top 5, because he's the one who kind of put me back on to like he the one who let me know Blueface was even training. Like I knew he was training like months ago for this fight.
Oh yeah.
The person who was training him was that guy who lost to Clay Collard in the bubble last year. He got his ass kicked.
Oh, the brother? Yeah.
Yeah, Kaminsky, something like that. He was training Blueface, and Blueface wasn't even looking good in training like that. Like, showed his elbows all poking out. But the thing is, you could tell he took the fitness part serious. Because he was in shape for those 3 2-minute rounds. Like, he was throwing hard, long-ass Dowsing, Stretch Armstrong punches the whole night. He didn't get tired until, I think, the last minute. But even then, he caught his second win. It was bombing out, dude. At the end, I actually thought he was going to stop, dude. Like, dude caught Blueface with a couple punches. You know, because Blueface looked, you know, he got wild a little bit. But he was landing them uppercuts on him and them long-ass right hands and left hands, setting up, like... Blueface ain't look good. He looked better than I thought he would. I'll say that. He definitely need more training though. Like Henny Gosling said, the fucking his punches was wild, and he got gassed at the end. He did because he was throwing so hard. But the fact that he got gassed at the end kind of speaks something. Because when you look at Bosco and Bosco 100 and Gonzo, them dudes looked a lot worse.
Yeah, that was a hell of a lot worse. Like them niggas was.
They actually made that shit look bad. Like
I still didn't see that shit. Who was it? Bosco and who?
And Gonzo from
Gonzo,
Caution,
yeah.
you know, Regime, Yuck Mo.
Yeah,
that shit was
Blueface at least put a little more respect on that shit. Like as far as the rappers throwing hands, at least with the effort and the fitness. Like if you're gonna do this boxing shit, at least look like you could go 3 rounds. Remember, they going women's rounds.
Right.
So at least give us the fitness where you can throw the fucking punches. Like, so I'll give Blueface his credit for that. Like he still needs more training. He's still wild as fuck. But he beat the shit out of that damn TikToker. I'll give him that. Like, jeez. Like, yeah, stick the fucking videos, bro. Like, I didn't even know who he was until I still don't know who the fuck he was. All I seen was damn Yoga Fire. I mean, these long ass punches. Like, dude was literally throwing punches from across the damn ring.
Yeah, I guess. Although Henny got us talking about that fight was type trash, but I think I need to go see it. I need to go watch it. I'm sure it's available on YouTube now. So
I mean, he's not lying because it was so one sided. It was more it was a good trash fight. Is what I'll say that. Like it was an exciting trash fight. Like because you didn't expect it to be that action packed, and I didn't expect to see that many clean fucking punches. Like Blueface was really landing on dudes. Like he did better than fucking Nate Campbell. I'm sorry, not Nate Campbell. Nate Robinson.
Lamar Odom.
Yeah, I can't believe, I definitely saw that horrible fight. Jeez. Yeah, Lamar Odom fight, and of course he's gonna do it again too. God. That was a boxing low. For real. Oh man, though. But I just see that P signed on. So P, what's good, bro?
What up, bruh? You know who this is? Your boy King P, Bodega Boxer in the building. Always on time, even when I'm late.
There you go. So I mean, I already know you. I mean, I know you were probably doing some other shit. You weren't fighting crime, but you were definitely probably doing some other shit for sure.
Yeah. I took a little mini vacation, but I'm back.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? Just in time for us to segue into our final topic of the night. And
I seen that couple Saget punches.
Yeah, I really need to watch this fight. That this dude said Saget punches. I need to watch it.
Yo, shout outs for that one. Eddie Gossett. And shout outs to King P for joining us down. Said Saget punches.
Yes, sir. So yeah, definitely.
Sorry about that, Pat. They mean to interrupt you. My bad.
Nah, no problem, bro. So yeah, we'll go into our final topic of the night, and one that's pretty much been the biggest topic this week, where we have one Terence Bud Crawford, the WBO Welterweight Champion, and apparently the WBO for once decided to enforce his mandatory. That mandatory right now is none other than Showtime Shawn Porter saying like, hey, this is the fight we need to make. Y'all have 30 days to make shit happen, else it's going to a purse bid. So now, of course, for the people, for the Crawford detractors and the haters out there, it's like shit. It's about time this nigga fought somebody. For the people who supported Crawford, like, this is the fight they need because obviously for different reasons, because they think Crawford is heads above Porter. For very reason.
Yeah, we're just trying to say Imposto is his best win. That's all.
Yeah, that's that.
We're trying to compare Imposto to damn every top elite fighter in the world just to make Crawford look better. Like,
right.
1 week is Castano, the next week is this person, next week is that person. Like, we finally have a legit elite welterweight, or at least top 5, top 3 welterweight, whatever, that he could fight. So we've been waiting for this type of matchup since like 2014.
And you still have idiots yawning at this fucking fight, this potential fight. Like, get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Like, honestly, if you're against this fight for anything, I mean, yeah, you'll just need to slap yourself. Like, this fight is like, welterweight division needs a fight like this because.
Unfortunately, the fucking Crawford stands, and I'm a Crawford fan, but I'm not like a stand boy. His stand boys are kind of becoming like Floyd's stand boys, and it's really, really annoying. The only difference is Floyd actually had the cachet. Crawford doesn't even have a quarter of that cachet.
Super facts.
And when I say that, I mean like how like. For example, what I'm saying is like people were on that like kind of because it seems like everybody just doesn't care about who Crawford faces unless it's Spence. Like you could give Crawford a Porter and a Thurman fight or a Thurman, one of those guys, and they'd be like, oh, we don't need to see that. If it's not Spence, we don't care. Like he's just gonna easily beat them and they don't matter. And it's bullshit because it's like. Yeah, even if you have him the favorite, you still want to see that. It was almost like how like reason I brought up Floyd is because, like, once 2010 hit, 2011, Floyd fans were on that mythical matchup type shit where, oh, we don't need to see him fight this person because we know he'll beat him anyway. Yeah, even if you would beat him, you still gotta fight him. Like, fights aren't won on paper. You can't just...
Absolutely.
That's the worst shit that happened in boxing when people got so fucking in love with these mythical matchups and the whole, like, well, you know, he don't need to fight him. He'll beat him. Look, he got the skill. That's when people started just overrating everything he was doing. You seen shit on Twitter and message boards where, you know, man, you know, Floyd would be the prime Roberto Duran at 135, and you just shake your head like, nigga, like, he needed 2 fights for Castillo. Like, come on.
Yeah, like, honestly, I said before, like, the worst conversations I've ever had in boxing, like, on an online medium, is the Floyd Manning stuff. Like, there was so much stupid shit.
Facts.
Yeah, it's
I
like,
second that one right
yeah,
there.
it got to the point where it pretty much now, like, if I'm going to talk Floyd Mayweather to you, I gotta vet you out first to make sure you're not some bullshit.
Yeah.
You gotta know what you're talking about. Like, I
don't even like discussing Floyd Mayweather with most people. Like,
exactly,
it's just one of those topics where it always goes left because people can't be objective with it.
Or they don't have a real good grasp of boxing, history or anything like that, or actual real knowledge. And
they think Floyd only existed like after the damn like Oscar De La Hoya fight, or even the Zab Judah fight or some shit.
Yeah, it's like, you know, So but you know, try to say, oh, you know, what was Floyd like at 130 or 135, and you get a blank stare.
Because honestly, that's where like I kind of put the Pacquiao fans a little above them, just slightly, because at least a lot of his fans kind of recognize that, you know, Pacquiao was doing his thing at the earlier weights.
Hell yeah.
Whereas Floyd, it just seemed like he didn't exist to nobody before the Zab fight, or not even the Zab, before the De La Hoya fight, honestly. But there's some that he caught on. There's like discussing hip hop, and people thought Hard Knock Life was Jay-Z's first album.
Yeah, facts. That's a good.
So that's what it feels like, and you're like, man, fuck out of here, yo.
Right, you know. But yeah, no, it's with Crawford and Porter, man. Like, it's a quality fight, and it's a fight that, you know, that both need. And I know Porter. Fun things too is Porter, when that shit came out with the WBO, Porter was like, he was ready for it, but he deleted his tweet afterwards. I don't know why he deleted it. It's like,
yeah, I think
he got that phone call.
Because I mean, I watch sometimes the Porter Way podcast, and that he was complaining about it, but I think him and Crawford, since they're friends, kind of, you know, talked it out, and then he kind of just backed off a little bit on.
I'm tired of this super friend shit in boxing, yo.
That's what I think it was.
See, personally, my theory is, I feel like this really caught Porter by surprise, and I feel like he already was like deep in negotiations for another fight, and now this kind of just like, we don't know, like they might not take that fight and go another route. Because I remember, only because I saw I was watching Keith Thurman's IG live the other day, and when he was talking about who people wanted to see him fight and stuff, and somebody said Porter rematch, and he was like, yeah, that's what it sounds like. So like, it feels like they were already like planning that in the negotiations to plan that rematch, and now all of a sudden now you have that Crawford fight. So it's like, now
this is some whole shit, because Porter already tried to talk to the WBO to them get that fight started.
Right.
Excuse me.
Yeah, and the funny thing is too is like, I mean, it's just first I think that, I mean, I'll give the props to WBO for doing this, but I mean they could have done this earlier, like when Danny Garcia was the number one contender, you know, shit like that. Because I mean, he's had a whole bunch of number one contenders. I mean, Virgil was the number one contender. You know, something like that.
What's the time though? Because I know that every like organization has a different like time allotment where like it has to be a certain amount of time before you can even push for it.
Well, I know that like
boxing moves so fucking slow.
For the past few months, it's been Ortiz and Porter as 1 and 2. I think, I don't know if it was flip flop or what.
Porter was 1, and then all of a sudden they just removed removed Porter and put Ortiz on.
Yeah, they put Ortiz over him.
Yeah, and in this particular case right now, because I'm looking at the latest rankings, I mean, Ortiz is one now, but Ortiz has a fight with Mean Machine, so he's out. So Porter,
he only has that fight because Crawford turned down the fucking Ortiz fight.
Yeah,
basically.
I don't know why.
It's like dude has to beat up Mean Machine to kind of one up him in the performance. And
I don't understand that.
Yeah. I don't blame Ortiz, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, because I mean, right now, pretty much right now, the top 10. Actually, I should say the top 5 for WBO. I mean, Ortiz, you have Porter at 2, Mikey Garcia at 3, and then one of Eddie's fighters, Michael McKinson, who I'm pretty sure Crawford would knock out cold, and then you have Mean Machine at 5. So it's like, the Porter fight is like, that you got Nita on there, and Porter and Mike get pretty much the fights for him. If Porter doesn't take it, like you got to make a fight. If Porter doesn't end up taking the fight, then you gotta have Garcia do it. But I hope.
I thought the Prograis fighting Mikey Garcia.
Mikey and Prograis are already deep in advanced negotiations. Yeah. So my theory is, I feel like this is coming from Top Rank, because before they didn't want anything to do with this fight. Oh well, it's too expensive. Who's gonna pay for it? Yada yada. So I feel like, here's just my little theory on this. I feel like Top Rank did this because we all know what WBO stands for, whatever Bob orders. So, now you have all this talk, these rumblings, and even from Crawford's camp, that he's gone after this fight. There's a very good chance he could be gone after this. He has one more fight with them. By October. He has to fight by October. After that, he's a free agent. I feel like Bob is ordering this because he might, just to give him a tough test, give him a tough fight before his contract ends. He could, knowing this is a tough test for him, he could possibly lose this, and then who knows what happens with the stand. If he loses, he goes to PBC and his value just plummets. And look at all the stuff that they've done, in the meantime, because with the WBO, it was originally 80-20. Now, all of a sudden, they did the split to 60-40. So now the split looks better. Plus, I think that Bob is going to let PBC outbid him if it goes to purse bids, so that he could just let them promote the fight, and then he doesn't have to promote it, and he makes like $500,000-$600,000 off that fight just by not doing anything.
Yeah, you're forgetting. He learned his lesson. You're forgetting one thing. If it goes to purse bid, there's going to be more than other PBC and Top Rank bidding. I'm pretty sure Eddie, and I'm sure Triller will probably try again. If
Triller don't try to get that fight, I don't know what's wrong with him.
That's true, but I mean that is true. But I think Bob is banking on the PBC winning the bid, because they're not going to let PBC is not going to let their fighter, let nobody else win that bid. They're going to want that.
They're not going to throw no fucking $10 million at no fucking Porter Crawford.
Let's put it this way. Honestly, if PBC wins, like I said, because I honestly think Triller or Eddie will make a bid for this, and Triller has shown they will throw some money at it. So
what? I don't think that's any of Bob. I don't think Bob cares, because as long as anybody else wins it, he don't have to promote it. He could just sit back and just
he really he gets all bent out of shape with the whole promotion of Crawford.
Crawford don't make me no money. Crawford,
honestly, he gives you the reaction that Bernie Sanders used to give you when you asked him about reparations. That's how Bob Abrams sounds when you bring up Crawford. Oh, you could have bought a Malibu beach house with that. Fuck up my face.
Second term Bernie Sanders, because at least first term Bernie Sanders was trying to juxtapose and try to work around it. Bob's just I don't give a damn. No, he's not making anybody off this. No.
Fuck you.
Yeah, so I mean, to me, that's the only thing that's interesting. Honestly, I'd be surprised if they actually come to an agreement before it hits the purse bid, because they're gonna have to iron out some details. But that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for a person because I want to see some actual fuckery go on.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I'm gonna see it till I believe. I'm not believing till I see it.
I pretty much want to see. I want to see where Triller's they're paying $12 million for this fight, 60-40, and then so I can laugh at this. I can laugh at the fuckery, and I can laugh at Bob and Al.
Triller's having buyer remorse for the Teofimo bid. I don't see them throwing money at this, but I mean, who knows?
But that's the thing. like they took the gamble on Teofimo because he's a young guy, but it wasn't necessarily a big fight. Like I think they over gambled, like because even Eddie Hearn and them had like $4 million, and I think that was the proper bid for that type of fight.
Yeah,
but they put a whole $2 million over that. Like I think if they were smart, I would throw at least $8 million on Crawford Porter. Like I think it's worth that much. It's an anticipated fight. It's 2 top 5 welters. One guy's undefeated. He's pound for pound at the top, top 5 at least.
Now remember though, PBC though, PBC does not have doesn't have a recent history of fighters losing bids. The last time they lost a bid like this, it pretty much ended up with one Peter Quillen giving up his belt, so he didn't have to make his defense on a Rock Nation card against Korobov, and we all know what happened. The whole fuckery to how that shit played out. So PBC is like, if they lose a bid,
there was no Triller back then though.
Yeah, there was definitely no. Yeah, Rock Nation was Triller.
More like Iller. Filler.
There we go. That's better. Bars, bro. Bars.
It was filler.
Yeah, it was filler.
So now, and the thing is, we're more thirsty to see Crawford in a big fight now than we were 2-3 years ago.
We were, yeah.
So somebody's got to jump on it.
Because we didn't. Any of us expected from to not have one, credible 147 fight in the past 3 years. So that's why we're all thirsty to see him go up against one.
Yeah, an incredible fight. Period. If you really been waiting, like some of us.
Yeah,
but remember, Adonis Stevenson has been retired in the course of Crawford's career. And all of these guys came on around the same 2013, 2014 time. Even Golovkin 1 foot out the door. Like, we still waiting for Crawford to have his meaningful fight.
Right, and of course, if you're actually against this fight, like I said, you need to slap yourself because you're not really a fan. Look, so like I said,
slap the fuck out yourself if you're against this fight.
Now, and then another type of thing that's come up with Crawford and Porter is people. I mean, obviously, Porter. Porter. People have different views about Shawn Porter. Me, I'm not a fan of. I mean, I'm a long time detractor of Shawn Porter. Like I go way back.
Yeah, since from the fucking Julio Diaz fights.
I respect Porter. I'm not a fan of his style. I think he can be an eyesore at times, but I respect him, so I still want to see this fight.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
He's good.
I was surprised, and I said before, I'm surprised that Porter panned out because when I first saw Porter in his first couple of fights, because dude used to be on Friday Night Fights and shit like that, and on the Showbox. At 154, like bro used to like, it's like, how is this dude even a fight? Like, dude used to kill me. I was like, this dude is trash.
I think he was a better puncher back then.
I'm the same way with Porter, but the Danny Garcia fight, how he fought that fight, how he mixed it up, fighting outside and actual boxing, that made me actually,
I predicted that fight all the way down to the type of decision.
You did.
You predicted a Danny Garcia loss. Oh, wow. Like, am I surprised? King P, you missed it earlier. This dude was praising the damn Danny Garcia Granados fight. Oh, man. Like, you gotta. See,
it wasn't that. You
gotta hear that shit when we post it back up.
See, not only that, I explained, too. This is one of my more detailed. I explained how he would beat him. And I said,
and the fight was ugly. No one likes that Porter.
That Danny Garcia would lose by unanimous decision to Shawn Porter. How silly does that sound? And bam, that actually happened.
It's still a close fight that was, had both guys not looking their best. Like, that's the thing is like with Shawn Porter. Like, he's so hot and cold with his performances. One day he'll look great against Thurman. The next day he'll look god awful against Berto. Look mid against Danny Garcia. It looks like the coming of Joe Frazier against Spence.
And the struggles with Granada. I mean, yeah, he's always been hot and cold because, I mean, hell, even fucking Eric Bonet, he looked terrible against before he actually finally knocked him out.
And remember the Yugos fight, he didn't look that great either. Like,
hell no, he didn't. People still think he lost that fight.
I think the first time I ever saw Porter, I believe it was against Phil LaGreco, and I was like, who the fuck is this wrestler? Like, this dude is this guy a boxer or a wrestler? Like, dude, but like, I respect him. He's come a long way since then.
Yeah, I mean, well, basically, once he went down the division, then yeah, because I mean, I think it played to his strengths a little bit more. You know, because I mean, because
he's so much shit. My wife said he fight like a werewolf, so I just be running with that.
I mean, he's like I don't know, like I always would have loved to see Shawn Porter versus Timothy Bradley, because it would have been the most ugly, horrific, good, bad in a good way. Like it's such an ugly fight. It would have been so.
Shit, Madonna and Porter would be like an all-time great slugfest wrestle match, dirty fight. I would love to see that fight. I think that would have been a great fight, but Madonna didn't fight a lot of brothers, you know, in his career, you know, except for the paydays at the end. You know?
Near the end,
He tapped out.
Duck Thurman.
Yeah, he definitely ducked Keith Thurman. You know, let's throwing that out there for all you guys. Oh, Keith Thurman ducked Spence. Like no.
Yeah, I mean, Madonna. I mean, the worst loss. I mean, pretty much the worst loss he had wasn't even to Floyd anyway. Like Floyd gave him, you know, those were competitive. Like the Delvin Alexander fight was not competitive. Like he got his ass handed to him
he got dropped.
And he got dropped.
Yeah, that was an ass kicking. Yeah, definitely. I remember that card. I think it was Broner and Escobedo.
Yeah, that was the fight. I think he's
Broner beat his
fight.
ass.
He gave up his title on a scale. Yeah, you know. Yeah, those are the HBO days. Fun times.
fun times. So y'all ready to call this one a wrap? Any other boxing thoughts or news that's out there we need to touch on before we wrap it up?
I mean, the only thing I was gonna bring up for Crawford and Porter is like, I will say this though: if Crawford stops Porter, I mean, it will go a long way, because Porter, as tough as they come, like, you know, one thing he's hard to stop. He's hard, like you can outbox him, and he's only been dropped twice in his career, but he's never been to that point where he's been knocked around. To my knowledge, like, so if Crawford does handle him like people think he will, like, you know, ends up like knocking him out, then yeah, that will go a long way. You know, it would.
He would definitely get props from me, and I would chill with a lot of the damn criticism, but you know, I need to see it happen. You know, because a lot of fights look a certain way on paper, and they end up going a different direction. And we saw that with Charlo Castaño, so. I'm not going to write off Porter.
I just hate the conflicting reports, because couple weeks ago they were saying he signed back to Bob, you know, Top Rank, but then this week all I'm seeing on YouTube is he's just going to be with the PBC. So I'm sick and tired of seeing all that shit.
God damn! Make up your mind.
I'm just gonna let all this shit play out, see how this all goes, man.
But we got 30 days to figure it out. So
they got 30 days to figure it out.
Well, for
if
the first
they don't, then
30
they're
days,
going to be coming back with bars.
Yeah. No, they got 30 days. Yeah, they got 30 days to negotiate. If they don't negotiate within 30 days, it goes to purse bid.
And that's what I'm waiting for. I want purse bid. Fucker, the boxing gods are doing something else, and I want that.
I don't know. We'll see. Because Bob's talking about, you know, we have a great relationship with PBC, but yet not long ago, you acted like Al Heyman didn't exist. Is he even a real person? I've never even seen him.
Yeah. I swear though, he be. I mean, I've been around Bob Arum. Like, you know, he has his days. Like, he's 1 minute he's lucid as hell. The next minute, not as much. Like, brother, Bob Arum is a character in person.
I've seen him in person, like, and he's kind of like, he does give off very many, like, he is very much like a Bernie Sanders, like. Someday, he's very energetic, but he can be really ornery sometimes. Like, especially if he doesn't like questions that you ask him, he'll just really, really ornery and just like old man type thing.
Shaking his clenched fist at the sky, old fucking Abraham Simpson ass motherfucker. Like, what do you mean a Crawford fight? I promote him all the time. You're asking me about him now, aren't you? I'm promoting him now. Like, what? That's promotion? Like, well, fucking give me a check. Like, as many times I'm fucking saying something. Like, hold on. Like, let me get on this What's that shit where they say the labels be giving the damn radios money, the box solo?
Payola.
Yeah, I need that box solo.
and he always compares his fighters to all-time greats. Like every welterweight he has is the next Sugar Ray Robinson, next Sugar Ray Leonard, like all wrapped up into one. They could have competed with the top welterweights. Like that's his version of Bernie's free healthcare in college speech.
Facts. And if it's a heavyweight, he gonna bring up Muhammad Ali. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we know this boxing shit too good, man.
Yeah, it always repeats. Like nothing ever changes the top rank side. You know,
One thing that stay the same is ring game. So
absolutely,
gonna bring you that real shit.
So yeah, I mean, is there anything else we need? I mean, other than that, yeah, I'll be happy. Like we could wrap this up.
Yeah, we can wrap it up. We touched on everything.
Pretty much.
The Joyce Takam solid fight. King P. One thing real quick. Before we get out of here, what's your prediction for Granados? And Conor Ben?
I'm gonna say, only because I'm not sure how much he has left in him, I'm gonna say Ben. But I think Granados is gonna. We'll see which. I just don't know which Granados we're gonna get. Maybe
Ben by KO or a decision.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be a. You know, I'll go late KO.
Oh, okay.
Come
to the light side.
What number?
I'll go 10th round KO.
Okay.
God damn, you expecting a real good fight?
I've always said I'm not like very high on Ben. I don't think he's that great, but I think he's if this was like peak Granados, I would pick Granados. But
oh wow, really? Damn.
Yes.
Oh, damn, you've been killing me with these peak Fortuna, the peak Granados. So you got 10th round KO. Pat has a 116-111 decision. What the fuck that is? Conscious has 7th round KO, and Shuttleworth got the 5th round KO.
Yeah.
Well, damn.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
And good shit on the 6th round to come.
You must really think Granados is damaged goods.
Not that,
I
think he'll do the Danny Garcia blueprint and just jump on him and don't let him get started.
I don't think he's even as good as Danny Garcia, though.
He isn't yet, but he damn sure punches as hard or harder. He got quicker hands. And...
Like I don't think you guys understand how low I am on Conor.
I'm hearing it now. Shit.
I'm really low on Conor.
But yeah, we'll see. You know, what time is this Saturday, right? What time is the fight? Is during the daytime or some shit?
It's Saturday. Since it's in England, so you know it's gonna be in the Saturday afternoon.
It's on the zone.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And before I forget, let me just I don't know if you can hear that, but that's the sound of me Barry Horowitzing myself for getting the proper round.
I knew it. I knew that
for the Joe Joyce knockout.
Yeah, we gave you the props.
Yeah, we gave you props.
Oh, well,
so you gotta listen to this shit again when we play back. We're gonna give you your props twice.
Yeah, no, that's all right because I'll give myself the props. Although it's like, you know, props to Joyce, but sheesh, he is so basic. Like I don't know how he's gotten this far. Like if they put him up against a Dillian White and Dillian White beats him the fuck up.
Oh wow!
I would like to see that fight.
That's a good fight, but I don't know if he beats him up. That'd be a good fight though.
Yeah, because Dillian White gets tired.
I mean, Joe Joyce is pretty durable. Like he can take a beating, but White is so much more skilled to me than Joyce. Like it's not even.
Yeah, I mean, Dillian White ain't even the most skilled looking guy.
You think Ruiz beats Joyce pretty easy then?
Yes.
Yes. I asked it earlier, so I just wanted to get your opinion.
Oh, okay. Now probably be having a good ass matchup questions. Okay.
I mean, he's not. Joe Joyce isn't bad. He's extremely hittable, and his offensive arsenal is so basic.
I mean, he makes it work. So the sum of his parts is better than, like, he doesn't have nothing that stands out except the unstoppableness of his chin.
The jab and a nice jab, but that's about it. Like,
yeah. But other than that, like, it's still a good fight. But we can wrap it up now. Like, Rome just hit me up, so I'm trying to make moves. Ring gang.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I have to say is, the cartoon is out. Episode 3 is out. So and this is hilarious. So y'all watch that. You share that and have your friends watch that so they can sub, and then we can all be friends and we can laugh at all this cartoons together. You know what I'm saying? Laugh at more future cartoons at that.
Definitely, y'all gotta check out the Ring Gang Radio animated series, episode 3. The best cartoon yet. Took us 7 months. We had a few interruptions, but that shit came out dope as fuck. The fighting is stepped up. The production, the soundtrack, everything on point. We got another guest voice actor. Episode 2 was Prolific Son. Shout out to Prolific Jr. and his dad, Prolific Jr. Shout out Ring Gang TV. But this time I got my father in this shit, and he wrecking shop. He's 74. Got the stink meaner vibe, killing that shit. So
hell yeah,
yeah,
like
that was hilarious. Your pops and P were definitely the MVP of that shit. Your pops and King P.
P and Pops, they did their thing. Like, that shit was like.
You think it's gonna need a spinoff or something? Like, I'm gonna still they gonna have more dialogue in episode 4, but it's gonna fall back a little, like with DZ and King P, and it's. Everybody else is gonna really start getting their fights in, and it's good. Like, me and Prolific we working out something real good. Like it's crazy, man. I just gotta do more artwork and send it to him, but it's gonna be crazy. It's all out. All rats must die. Part 2.
Yeah, all rats must die. Yeah, and like I said, man, I love working on this cartoon, man.
It should be fun, man. No one's doing fucking cartoons and got a podcast. Like, y'all don't realize that shit. Like, it's next level shit.
Yeah, and of course, next time we will know there'll be our newest member. Pi will probably make his debut. So he'll be in the stories. In what way? You'll just have to tune in and find out.
Facts. Like, we getting that shit ready. We gonna start working on another intro for the podcast, and because it's a new season really for the podcast. So a new intro gotta come, an intro for the cartoon. Gotta add pilot to the intro. We gonna mix things up a little bit.
Yeah.
Because y'all keep seeing us 3 on the intro, and it's like it's a 4th person, and
absolutely.
And with Rome and PJ's there's an intro for them. So
absolutely.
But the pilot there, all the time, and it's like I think like Noob Saibot or somebody or Reptile. You gotta put in the code to see him or some shit. Oh shit. But he is in the Uppercut season video, so fuck that.
Yeah.
Y'all definitely check out the Uppercut season video. Let's get this shit viral. If you a boxer, make sure you throw some uppercuts out there in your next fight. Put you on that Summer Jam screen.
Yes.
Follow us on TikTok.
Yes.
Get the uppercuts moving. Uppercut season. We just doing this shit big, man. More articles on the way, more training, more everything, more spin-offs. It's Ring Gang forever. Like, we on top of things right now. And that's where it's gonna be.
Absolutely, man. And I literally don't have anything more to say. P, Pilot, do you have anything else to add on?
Ring Gang forever. Forever, ever. Forever, ever.
Yes, sir.
Forever, ever. That's all I got.
Hold on, wait. Are we doing the MOP version or the Outcast version of that?
I'll stick with the Outcast version.
I was in the Outcast, but I mean, I'm cool with the MOP version.
MOP's dope too, though.
Yeah. The MOP version kind of go harder than that. I might have to break the collar. Boom.
although the Outcast one is just more known.
It is, but like, I don't know, when I hear that ever, like, I picture MOP voice, like that's the one that resonates with me. Like, It's sad because I'm a Southern cat, but but the energy, man, like I'm probably a bigger MOP fan. I don't know which is it, but yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, shout outs to every RTDZ, his voice, his chemistry, King P chemistry is crazy. You would think these motherfuckers was really going to get a goddamn pizza. So
yeah, that was good dialogue right there. That was dope.
So I love that shit. And I think I shouted out everybody else: Fight Architect, PJ, and Big Rome Top Five. So yeah, everybody else is here with us.
Yeah, and like I said, definitely the audio. The audio.
Shout out to Clan Archie for the dope ass beats that he always put together and got on the background. My bad, I can't forget Clan Archie. So my bro from the UK. Them soulful ass beats, best producer in the game.
Oh yeah,
fuck
the
that.
soul sample's wild, man.
And then I definitely got, and I'll be like, I definitely got to pat myself on the back for making the audio a lot sharper. And that was a whole bunch of telling people, make sure your mics are clear doing this shit, so I can clean that shit up.
Now we want improvement because DZ hit me up the other day and he was like, he invested in a new headset mic with the a new phone headset with the mic, so it should have sound better next time. So it's gang.
I already asked him to record. What I asked him to record? Like, what he put in the chat yesterday that had me fucking dying because that was so fucking random. Yeah, you gotta find a way to work that into that dialogue. Either that, or I'm gonna take it for one of my videos. One of that because that nigga was like, it was so fucking random and hilarious.
Yeah, like everybody like. We got some characters in the squad, so that's what we showcase, So, yeah, but anything else? Like I think we kind of killed it.
Yeah. No, I think we good, man. So let me, do the final wrap up. For myself, Pat Scorpio, the New England representative, for LB Shuttleworth, the God, the GOAT artist, for King P, Bodega P, and for Conscious Pilot. This has been another wonderful episode of Real Talk. Where, as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. So until next time, peace.